Hi everyone, let's make this easy overnight sausage and egg breakfast casserole that is not only perfect for the holidays, but this is perfect for any occasion. So let's go ahead and let's get started. I wanted to share with you one of my family favorites, and that is the breakfast casserole. Now let's go ahead and we'll get started with the ingredients, and then after we go over the ingredients, we can talk about the different variations. But for this video today, we're making a sausage breakfast casserole that is perfect for a brunch, a breakfast. If you have to take a dish to a potluck, it's also perfect on just say like a Christmas Eve or a Christmas breakfast or brunch. The possibilities are endless. So let's go ahead and we'll get started with all the ingredients. So most of the time when I'm cooking any dish, I like to go ahead and lay out my ingredients so that I don't go scrambling trying to look for different things. So we'll start right here. We have our measuring cups and measuring spoons because we'll have to do a little bit of measuring today. This is my salt box here, and this is my pepper grinder for freshly ground pepper. We're also going to be using a little bit of Tabasco sauce. Now let me say something about this. I'm not a hot lover, but we're just going to put a teaspoon of Tabasco sauce in there, and it doesn't make it spicy or anything. It just kind of adds a nice depth to it. You won't even taste it. Next, I'll move this out the way. We also have some ground mustard that we'll be using. I have some non-stick spray. You can use whatever kind, and that's to actually spray our dish so that once we bake it the next morning, because this is an overnight casserole, we're going to prepare it tonight and wrap it in foil and put it in the refrigerator overnight, and then we'll bake it the next morning. But we spray our pan with this so things won't stick to the pan. Okay, now right here I have 7 slices of bread that is cubed up, and you can use between 6 to 8 just depending on your taste. We also have a pound here of ground sausage. Now I did get the maple, but if you like it, if you want a little spice to it, you can get the hot sausage. I think they have like sage flavor and just the regular, and I think like a southern style pork. So it's totally up to you what type of sausage you would like to use. We also have 1 onion that's roughly chopped. We have 6 eggs here, 1 bell pepper that is, I kind of cubed it. We have 1 cup of milk and 1 cup of heavy cream. And then we're going to use about 3 cups of cheese. Now I have extra sharp here and also sharp, just again, depending on how you like it. But those are all the ingredients that we'll be using today. Now the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and brown my sausage here. But let's talk different variations. You don't have to use sausage in your breakfast casserole. You can use bacon, you can use ham, you can use whatever meat that you like. It's totally up to you. You can mix and match however you want to. You have to make it your own. And also, like I said before, if you like more of a spicier sausage casserole, in addition to the bell peppers and the onions, you can also put jalapeno peppers in there, and that'll actually give it a little bit of spice. But I'm not going to do that today. I'm going to go ahead and get my pan hot and ready. Now the first thing I do is I go ahead and I saute my bell peppers and my onions. I saute that a little bit. Then I'm going to add my sausage and brown it, and then we'll drain it and we'll come back and we'll put everything together. Now my pan is just about hot, and I just quickly put my hand over there and feel the heat. But I do add just like maybe a tablespoon of olive oil before I actually start to saute my bell peppers and onions. So I'm just doing that now, getting a good smoke. It's very hot. It's hot enough to go ahead and start sauteing my vegetables. So I'll go ahead and put those in there. And we'll let these get just semi-soft, and then I'll go ahead and add my sausage in there. Okay, so now I think everything is nice and brown. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and strain my sausage, peppers and onion mixtures, and I'm going to let it cool down a bit, because you have to be really careful when you are putting, you don't want to put like hot foods in a cool refrigerator like that. So I like to let everything come down to a nice temperature, room temperature, before we assemble it and before I even stick it in the refrigerator. Okay, so I let my sausage, peppers and onion mixture cool. And so what I did is I went ahead and I sprayed my baking dish with the Crisco spray. It doesn't have to be Crisco. Any type of non-stick cooking spray you can spray it with. So I went ahead and I did that so that the egg mixture or the cheese, so that you don't have the breakfast casserole sticking to your baking dish. And I've also made this in the 13 by 9, I think, glass container, so you can do it in whatever dish that you would like according to how you want to present it. Now, after you've sprayed your baking dish, the first thing you want to do is go ahead and evenly spread your breadcrumbs in the baking dish. Just evenly spread it out. And like I said, I use seven slices of bread, but normally it's between 6 and 8, and that just depends on you, your preference, or it can also depend on the type of baking dish that you use. So we're just evenly spreading this out. Okay, so my next step is I'm going to take my sausage, my bell pepper and onion mix. I'm going to also evenly spread it on top of the breadcrumbs. Okay, so I turned my dish around so maybe you can see it a little bit better. But the next thing we're going to do is we're just going to sprinkle our cheese. And this right here is 3 cups of cheese. We're just going to evenly sprinkle this all over our baking dish. And like I said, this is extra sharp cheese, and it is also the sharp cheese, but you can make the variation that you like. Like in the store, I always see like Colby Jack and sharp cheese. They have a lot of different new mixtures now that I think would definitely be good. I always give stuff a try, so I suggest and encourage you to do the same thing. Also, if you don't like sharp cheese and there's another type of cheese that you like, just give it a try and see how you like it. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we are going to crack 6 eggs. And I'll make sure that I put this recipe and the ingredients across the screen, and also in the description. Now, after we have our 6 eggs cracked, we're going to add 1 cup of milk, which I have here already, and we're also going to have 1 cup of heavy cream if you're counting your calories, but I don't think this is a recipe if you're counting calories. You can use half and half, that's another option, but I'm using heavy cream today. And so we're going to place this in here. Next up is our spices, and we're adding a teaspoon of ground mustard. And we're also adding a teaspoon of Tabasco. And like I said, the Tabasco doesn't make it hot. It just gives it a nice flavor to it. But if you want to eliminate it, you can do that also. And then after we add the teaspoon of Tabasco, we're going to put our salt and pepper in here. And the same way you season your eggs, if you're scrambling them or frying them, that is how much salt and pepper that you would use. Is no magical measurement or mixture. I have 6 eggs here, so if I were to scramble 6 eggs, this would be the amount of salt that I would use, and also the fresh ground pepper. Okay, so after we have all of our egg mixture ingredients in the bowl, if you have a whisk, you can use that. I'm using my fork today. And you just beat the egg mixture up and get it thoroughly mixed. Okay, so I have everything mixed up, and if the ground mustard seems like it wants to clump up a little bit, you can take the back of the fork and kind of get the clumps out. But anyway, after you have everything mixed up, then you're going to take your dish that already has your breadcrumbs and your sausage and cheese, and all you're going to do is you are going to pour the egg mixture, and I'm going to turn it around so you guys can see. You're going to take that egg mixture and you're just going to once again evenly pour the egg mixture in this in your baking dish. This is all the prep work you have to do for tonight. The only thing you need to do is take some aluminum foil and cover your baking dish up really good. And you're going to put it in the refrigerator, and it's going to sit there overnight. And that's all we have to do, and I will see you tomorrow morning bright and early, and we'll go over the baking instructions and how quick and easy this is. You can put this in the oven when you first get up and get ready for your guests, get ready for your family and friends. But that is all we have to do tonight, so we are putting this in the refrigerator. Good morning, everyone. So it is the next morning, and since we've done all of our prep work last night, all we have to do is take our breakfast casserole out and bake it. So I went ahead and I took out the breakfast casserole. So all I'm going to do now is set my oven at 350 degrees. And then once it gets 350 degrees, I'll go ahead and stick it in the oven for about 45 to 55 minutes. Now let me just tell you this about me when it comes to baking or cooking anything in the oven. If I'm going by a recipe, and unless the recipe says do not open while cooking, I always set my timer for half the time, because I like to go in and turn whatever I'm cooking around so that everything can get even cooking, because sometimes our oven has different temperatures at different areas. So I'm going to go ahead and set it for 20 minutes once I put it in, and after 20 minutes I'll go ahead and turn it around so that everything can be even, and then I'll put the timer on and assess my breakfast casserole, see how it's doing, and I'll put the timer on for another 20 to 25 minutes. So while the oven is preheating, I know that we put the foil on and covered it and put it in the refrigerator, but before we stick our casserole into the oven, we want to take the foil off and then set our timer accordingly. Like I said, 45 to 55 minutes, but definitely make sure you keep an eye on it, because it all depends on your oven. So I wanted to show you really quickly, we are at our 25-minute mark. Everything is looking good. I'm just going to turn it around really quick and put about 20 more minutes on there, and we should be good to go. Okay, so this is our finished product. Like I said, I baked it halfway, turned it around, and then baked it about another 20 minutes. So this was 45 minutes total in my oven. And so now all we have to do is set everything up. Okay, so here we have it. This is pretty much a all-in-one breakfast. You have all of your ingredients of a normal breakfast in there with the bread, the eggs, and the sausage. So all you just really need to do now is just have some beverages and enjoy each other's company. As always, thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you make this recipe and let me know in the comments if you made it and how did you like it, and did you use different variations. I hope you share this video with your family and your friends, and if you're not a subscriber, we would love to have you as a subscriber, and make sure you tap that bell so that you can receive notification each and every time we upload a video. Again, thank you so much for watching, and until the next video, bye bye.